I'm Katrina, this is Tare, and this is week 3 of Every Bit Counts Challenge.
Alright, so I picked all the green beans and now we're ready to put them in the freezer. So I prefer freezer green beans. I haven't tried freeze drying them yet, but I like the ones that come out of the freezer. Canned green beans to me are just mush, and so what I like to do is I like to blanch these and freeze them, and then they're just like any other frozen green bean that you get from the store, except for it's homegrown and tasty. So you guys did see some of these are a little wonky, but like this is the size they normally are. This is the you know, they're long and all that. But I was starting to get a lot of curlicues, and I don't know why, and they're starting to get a little hard when they're smaller, when they're like this size. So I just decided to pick a bunch of them. I did leave the ones that are climbing up by the screen and porch. I left some smaller ones there. Hopefully it's okay. I'm actually wondering if they got sunburnt. I'm wondering if they got too much sun and they're just like, oh my gosh, I need to be done. Because that could be the case. So this is my collection basket. What I like to do when I blanch is I like to actually, once I snap the ends, I put them in, I don't know what this is called, but it's basically spaghetti basket or something like that. I don't know. You put it in the pot and you can boil it, and then to strain it, all you do is you lift it up. So that is what I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to start by dumping this out. You can also rinse it in that pot, which I like. Now this is a variety of green bean that, look at all those. This is a variety of green bean that is stringless, so that is a good thing because we don't have to string them. And actually, you know, people usually do both ends, but I actually am not going to do the pointy end. I'm just going to do the stem end because the pointy end isn't hard, it isn't stiff or anything, so I'm going to be easy on myself. So here's my pile. And I'm just going to do the whole thing. We could keep some to eat fresh, but I don't feel like I need that because we're going to have more, and we have a lot of zucchini or summer squash to eat right now. So these can wait. So like this one was starting to get hard and change color already, and it's very tiny. So I have a feeling it's sunburnt. It looks like it might also have a fungus, but I'm not sure. I am going to be treating with, I'm going to give it some kelp, and I am also going to be doing a compost tea, so that'll be good. Now these ends that I'm doing, I'm just going to give to the quail or the chickens. Probably the quail. The chickens have been having all the treats lately. Although some of the quail got some leaves today. It is so much easier when they don't have the string because you don't have to pull it. I mean, it takes a long time to cut the tops off of these anyway, but it takes longer to do the string. It's awesome that this doesn't have it. And it doesn't have it when it's like this size too. Look at all of these tops and flowers. It's a lot. Birds will enjoy those. And here is our pot of green beans. So again, I'm just going to rinse these off in the sink like this, and we'll pop them in some hot water or boiling water for a few minutes, and then into ice water. Ordinarily, I wouldn't be using my canning pot, but my other 2 pots have stuff in them. So this goes in for 3 minutes. They're already rinsed. If you have purple green beans, they will turn green, which is kind of an interesting thing. I'm just making sure everything kind of gets underneath the water a little bit. All right, 3 minutes is up. Careful of the steam. This goes right into our ice water. Our ice has melted, which is not ideal, but it's still coolish. If I had more ice, I would put more in, but I don't have any more. So this is going to be in this cold water for a few minutes. This stops the cooking process. And you can tell, like, that's not a done green bean, right? Like, that's not something you're going to be wanting to eat unless you like them al dente. But it is good for the freezer. I'm just going to kind of stir it up a little bit. It's pretty good. They're not hot anymore. Alright, so I'm going to start kind of drying some of these off. I'm going to be bagging them up in, I think, 3 different groups, but it might be more. I pre-made 3 bags. So I like to just kind of pat them dry. You do want to get these in the freezer somewhat quickly. So I've already put green beans with this month and the year on the label. We're going to be vacuum sealing these. Alright, so that's a pretty good amount for me for 1 bag. And I am just using the vacuum sealer here. I found that it works best if you put just a little bit of a ramp right at the base there for things to set on. That's ready for the freezer. So I'm gonna do the other bags and I will get back to you. You saw how much that shrunk down. Well guys, I fit all those green beans into 2 bags. So all of those green beans fit in here, nice and vacuum sealed, makes them smaller, makes them manageable. One's a little bit bigger than the other, but that's okay. Yeah, put these in the freezer and we're good to go. It's time to prune the basil, and we are going to go after the sweet basil. The Thai basil, we're going to do something else with another day. These, it doesn't matter if they go to flower. The Thai basil you want to get before they go to flower, because they will be changing flavor on you if you let them flower. So we are making, for today is the August the 16th, we are making pesto for Every Bit Counts. Alright, bigger bowl, a little bit smaller harvest than last time, but still gonna make some good pesto. So I've just rinsed these. You don't you don't really have to rinse them. These had some spider webs and stuff on them, so I chose to. I'm just going to quickly pat them dry with a flour sack towel. Not really necessary, but I like to do it. And I'm putting this all into a blender. You can say they're not totally dry. That is completely fine. Alright, so we have this. It is pretty full. Show you what else I add. Now, the fun thing about making your own pesto is you can make it your own. You can put in whatever you want. Because this is in the freezer, anything that freezes goes. So I have some peeled garlic here, and I'm going to put in a bunch. If you don't like that much garlic, that's probably enough. If you don't like that much garlic, don't put that much in. I have some Himalayan salt. I don't use a whole lot of salt, but I'm going to put some in here. Black pepper. I'm weird, so I like to put a little bit of ginger in. Just a little bit. Now normally in a pesto you have pine nuts, but one, I don't have any, and two, they are really expensive. So I have walnut oil that I got on sale a while ago. Let me smell it, make sure it's okay. Yep, still smells good. If it was rancid, I would use something else, but olive oil is typically used, but you can use any sort of oil you want. Well, let's start with that much. I'll bring this with me to the blender. Sorry, I don't know if it got that first part, but taking this up. I think it's going to need more oil, but let me just put this down. Yeah, it's going to need more oil. Alright, so pesto is kind of a, I mean, people do have recipes, but I don't have recipes. I just go by however much stuff I have. And I'm probably going to need more oil than that. Alright guys, so I have some avocado oil to add to this. Oops. We'll see how that does it. Alright, let's take it inside. Alright guys, let's get a good look at this. Show you how bright it is. Look at how colorful that is. Very cool. I'm gonna taste it. Alright guys, look at how bright green this is. So bright. It's good. I actually think it might need more garlic. Didn't think that was gonna be a thing. It needs more garlic, it needs something else. I think I know what I'm gonna add, guys. I'm gonna add some cayenne from the yard. Yeah. Doesn't usually go in pesto, but I think I'm gonna do it. Because when you make pesto, you can make anything. Let me go get some cayenne. And add some, add a little bit more salt, cayenne, and more garlic. Alright. We're doing 3 cayennes. And you know what I've remembered? Duh. It needs lemon juice. So let me go get some lemons too. I don't know how I forgot that. Now I know I say I usually don't cook with salt. Some things I do cook with salt. And you have to remember that you're using very little of this on whatever your dish you're making. Alright, we have some kind of sad looking lemons. These are Meyer lemons, which are they're kind of on the last leg before the next ones. There's a bunch of green ones on the tree. So I'm actually going to cut these smaller ones first and use a squeezer. And guys, Meyer is the best lemon. think I'll do one more small one and then run it and then taste it. Alright, let's run this one more time and see what we get. Alright, let's give it another look. So green, guys. So green. Smells so good. Alright, another taste test. It's a little bit more soupy than I want, but that's because I added the lemon late, so add your lemon before. Alright guys, here's another taste test. That is good. That is really good. It's really garlicky, but it's really good. Alright, let's go in the freezer. So I use these ice cube trays. There are, I forget how big they are. I think they're a 1/4 cup each. I think. I could be wrong. But I use these in the freezer, and then once they're frozen, I'll put them into a freezer bag. And each of these is basically a serving size for a person, is how we do it anyway. And you don't want to fill these all the way up if you're stacking them. But look at how green that is, guys. So each one of these blocks represents a meal. We'll see how many we get. We got a leaf that didn't get got. We can put that in the middle. As long as it's frozen into the block, it'll be fine. So looks like 9 meals worth. So I actually have some of this still from last year, but it is so good. And you can use it on more than just pasta. You can use it as a salad dressing, you can use it as a pizza sauce. It's really good for that. Just defrost and go. Alright. Into the freezer. So it's late at night, and this is the 17th of August, and this is called lemon verbena, and it is wonderful. If you go like this and smell your hands, it smells exactly like lemon drop candy. So I'm going to take this and dry some, and we're just going to cut it, bundle it, and hang it in the porch to dry. And this is preserving. It's every bit counts. Alright, I'm in the screen and porch. I have a bunch of lemon verbena, and I have a string from a feed bag. Keep your strings, guys. So I'm going to put this bunch down so I can put it in little bunches. It smells so good. So putting these in smaller bunches makes it so that they will dry more evenly. If you put it all in one big bunch, it's going to have more humidity. So this will reduce the humidity of each bunch and makes it a little bit better to dry. So I can just use one of these strings. They are long, guys. And what I do is I'm just going to tie, basically I'm just tying a loop. That's all I'm doing, guys. So I just tied a loop in the end, and because we're going to hang it up high, and then I'm going to be making a loop in all these other ones. These other ones, I am going to just make a slip knot and make it big enough that each of our little bouquets fits through the slip knot. And all you need to do is pull it tight. And now you have a bundle to hang. So I also got my hair. So I'm going to hang this top loop up here. And that can hang just like that. And I have lots more room to hang more. So I'm going to leave some room here and do another slip knot. and put my next bunch through. Now this is in the shade. It's not going to be in direct sun at any point, and that's important if you're drying herbs, is for it to not be drying in the sun. There we go. And we'll do one more. Alright, so we could just leave that there and it hangs like that, but what I'm actually going to do is tie a knot in the end, and I'm just going to tie a regular knot in the end. And then I'm going to put it over this hook over here. That way we have, it's not very even, but it'll work. We have them hanging separately, the air can get through and all of that, and it'll do nicely there. Again, it is protected by the porch from direct sunlight. It might get some if the willow wasn't on the other side, but there's a tree on the other side, so it will be in the shade. You don't want to do this if the temperatures are going to be over 95 in the next couple days. I did this before with spearmint that way, and I basically ended up with a bunch of brown nothingness. So you want the dry temperature to be 95 or less, and if it's going to be more than 95, I would protect it even further, maybe bring it in the house during that hot time. But our temperatures are going to be fine. This is where I'm doing it, and it will become dry, and then we'll put it in jars and jar it up with a vacuum seal. So there you go, easy peasy. Alright guys, it is the August the 19th, back with Every Bit Counts, and we're cheating a little bit today. We went out to dinner after volleyball, and then Mel had French fries and did not eat all of them. So we're gonna put these in the freeze dryer, put them on the tray, and we're just gonna test it, see how it does. I mean, try and fries are something that are pretty terrible reheated, right? I mean, you can do it like in the air fryer maybe, but what I'm thinking is that we're doing loads of summer squash, and if we have that as a breakfast thing and cook the summer squash and the French fries as a potato, we can make like a breakfast scramble. So that's my thought on this, so bear with me guys. Well, I thought it was more than that, but apparently it's a little bit. But every bit counts, guys. And this is an experiment to see if this is a viable way to use leftover French fries, because they always give you too many. There you go. Alright, I was able to fit a whole squash on with French fries, and we'll put that in the freezer. Today is August 18th. I think I said it was 18th yesterday. It was 17th yesterday if I said that. So today I am going to be cutting up some of my hybrid squash. This is the same thing I cut up last time for the freeze dryer, and then I'm also going to cut up some of it for dinner tonight. But it's late, I'm tired. I think I'm only going to do one tray's worth. So here we go. Probably fast forward through this, or maybe not even show you it, because you guys saw it already. I've done this one before. But, oh look, I'm just a match. But this is something that we're doing a lot of, because I think freeze drying is probably the best way to preserve this. I have done pickles. I might do pickles again this year. And I've also done the fake pineapple, and that's really good. We have a lot from last year though, so I don't know that I'll do that this time. I might. We'll see. It's good. I don't think I've done a video for either one of those, so I probably should just do it, just so you guys have a video for it. Know what to do with your zucchini. But the animals will enjoy this. Today's officially the 21st, but I haven't been to bed yet, so we're counting this as the 20th. I have some French sorrel here. French sorrel is awesome, but part of the reason why I really want to try these in the freeze dryer is because this, like basil, does not dry well. It will lose a lot of its flavor, and so I'm going to just put these on the tray. I'm going to stack them, and it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I did rinse them. If I was going to put them in the freezer first, I would dry them too, but it's late, guys, and it's going right in the freeze dryer, so this is how we're doing it. The stems I do eat. Some people don't eat the stems. I eat the stems. What I generally do is I just use my kitchen scissors and chop, 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 roll this up, chop, 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 and put it in. But what I want to try and see is if this will make a good powder so that you could make it evenly distributed and have a little bit of sour powder. So that's what we're doing. I have 3 trays to fill up so the rest of the freeze dryer can go. So let's see how much I can fit. And yes, I know they're stacked. Now this one I am going to weigh at the end because we're putting multiple different kinds of things into the freeze dryer. And so I just want to make sure that everything's going to be dry. I haven't really been weighing much. Weighed some stuff. Okay, let's put some of these in there. Just drop one. We'll put it on the bottom. Okay, there's summer squash and French fries. And last tray. Close the valve and continue. Freezing. Alright, it's August the 21st, last day of the week for the Every Bit Counts challenge, started by 3 Years Homestead, and pulling stuff out of the freeze dryer. Now, it's kind of interesting. I put the French sorrel in here last night, and it says it's ready, so we'll see. But it has bits of French sorrel along the door, so I'm not sure what happened there, but we'll find out. Ooh, this top thing came unstuck. Alright, let's see how they turned out. Well, crispy. I'm not convinced that's dry though. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in longer. Let's see about the other things here. Yeah, this isn't done yet, and these are not done. So I think the automatic thing happened because it has multiple moisture levels, so I guess I'm gonna add more dry time. I'll add quite a bit. So I guess this is still in the process. I don't know, I'm counting it, guys. Let's do 12.5 hours, because I think before it ran for a lot longer than that, but that should be okay. And then we'll actually measure it, we'll actually weigh them, so. Shouldn't take that long for the French sorrel, but for the zucchini and stuff, it will take longer, so. So that concludes our Every Bit Counts challenge for this week. And I don't even remember what we did. We did a lot, so go back and watch. And I hope that this encourages you to preserve food. Any which way you do it is good, as long as it's safe. And enjoy the day. Have a good week, guys.